Hello.
Hello?
Hello, I'm Gary Bellamy. I'd just like to say welcome to Down the Line, the new phone-in show here on good old Radio 4. You should know the format by now, but in case you don't, here's the number. It is 0800 068 76D. Or you can email me on downtheline@bbc.co.uk. So come on, get those calls flooding in. And remember, you can ring in about absolutely anything that's been getting your goat this week, whether it be train fares, litter, bad-mannered teenagers, or nuclear power. If you want to talk, we want to listen. It's as easy as picking up your phone and dialing 0800 068 7060. Now, some people say that love makes the world go round, and some people say it's money. What about you? What do you think? What makes your world go round? Call in and let us know. Later on in the show, we'll be joined by Rose Seabright, who has written a very interesting book about animals at war, so it'd be great if you've got any calls on that. But first, let's go to the phones and see what Britain is talking about today, and our first caller is Adam Frankel from Basingstoke. Hello, Adam, you're down the line.
Hi. I just wanted to talk about residence parking.
Right.
They've introduced residence parking round my way, and we all just used to park there, regardless before. No problem whatsoever. Now I've got to pay for the same privilege. I mean, why do they have to keep mucking about with things? Why can't they just leave it as it is?
Yeah. Thanks for your call.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
We've had a lot of calls about parking this series, but the one voice we haven't heard from is the traffic warden. So if there are any traffic wardens out there, it'll be great to hear your side of the story. Give us a ring, 0800 068 7060. Okay, thanks very much. Our next call is Humphrey Milner from Cirencester. Hello.
Yes, hello, Gary.
What's your point?
Well, you were saying in your introduction to the program about what makes the world go around. I think you'll find it is actually gravity, if we're going to be strictly...
I've always found gravity quite fascinating, but I never really understood it properly because I was never that brilliant at science.
The concept of gravity is that all objects in the universe exert an attraction on every other object, no matter how small. A pea exerts a gravitational force, and of course the Earth's orbit is determined by the gravitational pull of the sun, in that the Earth is trying to pull away from the sun, and the sun is pulling it back, and it's perhaps mundane, takes some of the magic out of our world. But it's not money, love, laughter, or any of those things. What makes the world go round is the gravitational.
What keeps us on the floor?
Gravity, that's exactly what I'm saying, is what keeps you on the floor.
But no matter how heavy I am...
A black hole is where a star has collapsed in on itself because of the sheer force of its own gravity, and that sucks in every other object around into a tiny... A black hole itself takes up an infinitesimal small amount of space because the gravity is so strong, you see, that it's pulled everything into itself, and eventually the whole universe will collapse in on that one tiny point, and that is the force of gravity. Quite awesome.
So gravity will kill us in the end. It'll be the end of the universe.
Gravity is a killer, yes.
So you're saying my pen...
Your pen exerts a gravitational force.
And what kind of effect does that have on me?
Well, it was absolutely tiny force. It won't affect you in any way. You needn't be alarmed.
So you're saying that my pencil is attracted to a pencil sharpener, the desk is attracted to the floor, and that everything's attracted to each other? And if there weren't walls, everything would just be flat. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, every object that has mass attracts other objects.
Wow.
Newton's law of universal gravitation states
that
every point mass attracts every other point mass by a force directed along the line connecting the two.
Right,
This force is proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, obviously.
Of course. Can you slow down a second?
Well, no, in layman's terms, yes, you are very attractive.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, thanks so much for your call. That's fascinating. Okay, got another caller on the line. Who's that? Who's calling? Hello?
Colin Shopbolt.
Hello, Colin.
It's typical, isn't it? This endless obsession, it saddens me, it really does, this endless obsession with sex, it's everywhere, magazines, in the newspapers, you people in the media, that's all you talk about. Everything seems to be reduced to sex, and I'm frankly sick of it.
We haven't been talking about sex.
Yes, but you'd rather be, wouldn't you?
Next caller, hello, who's there? It's Kenneth Pardue from Reading. Hello, Kenneth.
Hello.
Hello, Kenneth, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Thank you. What can I do for you? What's your point? What's your question?
Well, it's not really a question. I was just going to say that I agree with everything that was said by your previous caller.
Okay. Anything else to add to that at all?
Not really. No.
Right. Well, thanks for ringing in. Hi, you're live on Down the Line. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Bellamy.
Yes. Hello.
I'm telephoning in connection with this issue about the traffic warden. I'll tell you something. I'm a traffic warden myself.
Oh, you're a traffic warden. Great. It must be a very difficult job. Let's hear your side of the story.
What I do, sometimes the European fellas, I'm not talking a racist fashion, but they're giving me a lot of mouth and trousers, right?
What kind of mouth and trousers do you get from them? Just give us an example.
Back talking, they say move away, mate, and don't do this, that, mate, and I'm going to thump you, things like that.
That's terrible.
And they also refer to me other things, calling me gollywog, things like that. It doesn't matter. It's water off my back. But the one thing I sometimes do when I lose my temper, I've often asked these fellows to come for the bare knuckle contest outside in Sainsbury's car park.
Hang on, but don't you think that's very irresponsible to have a bare knuckle fight in Sainsbury's car park? I mean, there are children and there are...
The beauty about the car park is when you are there, you can make some more money because there might be some cars parked illegally there. So it's a nice area where you can go there, you can beat the monkey out of the fellow, shut up his mouth with his mouth and trousers, and then you can carry on with your day. I find, personally speaking, I think that is a good way to deal with the matter because we all need conflict and we all need some sort of a violent outlet, Because let's face it, you are driving in your car, you're walking on the street all the time. Everyone is thinking, I want to kill somebody because they've done this to them. Not to say you're going to be a psycho, but you get angry and you need some outlet for it. And the marvelous way to do it is by just give the fellow a thump on the head or whatever.
Nothing bad with that. Brilliant call. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for the car.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Our next caller is Michael Forbes from the North. What's your point, Michael?
All right, how are you doing? Yeah, I just want to say I feel really randy. All the time. I feel absolutely randy. I wake up, I feel randy. Go to bed, I feel randy.
Is there something that set you off that makes you go randy?
Anything can make me randy. If Bolton win, I feel randy. If Bolton lose, I feel randy.
Does this relate to any of the topics we're talking about today?
If I watch The Bill, I feel randy.
Right,
if I watch EastEnders, I feel randy. I'll get plenty of it, mate. Don't worry about that. I've got a lovely girlfriend. She's 24.
Yeah.
I've seen her about a year. I love her. I do love her. She smells fantastic. But I've got myself in a right pickle because I've ended up sleeping with her sister.
What?
And her cousin. And then the worst of all, and this is...
It gets worse.
I do feel ashamed of this in a way. Another way I don't. I've slept with her mother.
You slept with her mother?
Yeah. I ended up giving her a right.
A good seeing to you. I know what you're going to say, and we don't want that kind of language on Radio 4. Thanks very, very much for your call. Next call is Pat Gaffney from Tintagel in Cornwall. Hello, Pat.
Hello there, Gary.
Hello. What are you ringing about?
You were saying what makes the world go round? Is it love or is it money?
Yeah.
And some fella was saying he thought it was gravity. Well, it's none of those things. It's laughter. It's laughter makes the world go round. If you can't have a laugh, what can you have? That's what I always say.
I'm laughing now.
For instance, my father-in-law was recently involved in quite a serious traffic accident.
Was he?
And I went to visit him in the hospital, and he's lying there in bed. He's got a full body cast on.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, he looked like something out of an old Laurel and Hardy film. And I couldn't help myself. It was comical, and I started to laugh, and it lifted everyone's spirits. It kind of lightened the situation.
Yeah.
So he had his birthday recently.
Did he?
And we went round there for a little do at the hospital to cheer him up and that. And, we didn't want him to look wrong in the photos. He can't open his eyes because he's still in a coma. So I brought along, those glasses that have pictures of eyes on them instead of a lens?
Yeah.
Well, we put a pair of them on him. He looked comical. We was chuckling, and someone else drew a moustache on him, and those photographs, whenever we look at them, we have a jolly good laughter. Laughter is the best medicine's what I always say.
Ditto. Thanks very much for your call. I'm now joined in the studio by my special guest, Rose Seabright. Rose is the author of a book on animals entitled The Paw Prints of War, which is written from the perspective of animals themselves who fought in wars alongside human beings throughout history.
That's right.
It's a fascinating subject.
It's absolutely fascinating. That's why I was drawn to it. And I don't think a lot of people realise quite how many animals sacrificed themselves and worked for us in the world wars, right from the time of Hannibal crossing the Alps up to modern-day Lassie. It's because we're all aware of the cost to human life of wars and the casualties and the sacrifice and bravery of the men and women who go to war, but we're not so familiar with the many different breeds of animals that fight alongside those men and women. People are aware of cavalry and horses going into battle. and dogs to some extent. But what you may not be aware is that there are all kinds of animals who go into war all the time alongside man. Sea lions, dolphins, elephants, even bats, prawns, glowworms, all kinds of animals.
You were saying about glowworms. How were they used in the First World War?
They would keep them in a box and they would bring them out because they had a lot of heavy equipment. Glowworms very light, very small, so you could keep them in a pouch and then bring them out in glasses, and they would guide people behind enemy lines. And then, of course, you could throw them away at the end or eat them.
And then, these bats here, that's interesting, that these bats were used in Japan, I believe.
It was called Project X-Ray. It was during World War II. It was an attempt to attack Japan with bats carrying tiny satchels bearing incendiary devices. So they were effectively suicide bat bombers.
And these bats were sent from America
to Japan.
To Japan?
Yes.
And did they succeed?
No, the plan backfired. Should I say bat-fired?
Yeah.
When they attacked the wrong target and they set fire to a military airfield.
That's the thing with, I suppose, bats have got tiny brains.
But these were specially trained combat bats. Combats.
They were, combats. They were nicknamed. Yeah. And how long was it taking to write this book? And where did you get all your research from?
2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, if you want to speak to Rose Seabright, why not give her a ring on 0800 068 7060 or email down the line at bbc.co.uk. Now, there's some facts here that 2 dolphins were trained by the US Navy and are helping to clear mines in the waters around southern Iraq port of Qasr.
Qasr.
That's it.
Yes, they have biological sonar. It's far superior to that of humans.
Yeah.
So they can literally drill holes with their mind in the seabed. Also, sea lions, because they are able both in the water and on land, they can even pursue a subject onto land and honk and alert the suspects. And also what we have to remember is that war, although in films looks like a very exciting pursuit, it is usually quite mundane, the daily grind, rather boring. So it's nice to have animals do a couple of tricks for you. Can you imagine the joy you would get from a sea lion and its ball? Well, all you thought you were having was war and carnage.
Yeah, I see. Now, you're obviously an animal lover.
No, I'm not. No, I've never had any pets. I don't really warm to animals.
But you've written a book about animals and war, and
yes,
it's sympathetic.
You don't have to love animals to write a book about animals. You don't have to love cheese to write a book about cheese. I admire them. I've put this collection together because I think it's wonderful stories of endurance.
Yeah. How far can you push a dog?
To death.
Is it necessarily cruel, or is it just, is it cruelty to animal, or is it...
It's the way of the world. It's the natural order of things. Man is above beast. When we go to war, the beast goes to war. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Animals are there to serve us. We eat them, we use them, we kill them at whim.
Okay, we're talking to Rose Seabright about her book, The Poor Prince of War, and I'm sure you have a lot to say about that, so why don't you email me on down the line at bbc.co.uk or call on 0800 068 7060. Okay, I've got a call now from Samantha Caxton from Ewell.
Ewell,
hello.
Hello. I'm phoning about the animal thing. I just feel so sorry for them.
Yeah.
They don't want to go to war. They haven't got a vote. They're helpless. I just feel really sorry for them.
Well, I would actually argue that animals love to work. If you look at sniffer dogs, border collies, the farms, they love to work.
No, I don't think it's right. I feel really sorry for them.
Well, you could say that these animals, if they weren't sent to war, they could possibly be made into glue or
We don't know what they want, though, do we?
Animals are turned into glue.
Animals love to work. They've got a very strong work ethic. You can see it in their eyes.
I think it's wrong. Really, really awful. I feel really sorry for them.
Thank you very much for your call. My next call is John Watson. Hello, John. Where are you from?
Gary, I'm from Merseyside.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm a socialist, like. When I hear about people going to war, I'm only interested in animals. It's people who die, you know. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry I'm eating the sweet here. But what I'm saying is, never mind all this animal stuff. Stop. The people going to war, stop it. Never mind about the animals.
No.
Think about the people first, all right?
Yeah, I know that, but sending boys to war is a kind of a serious issue. We're having a little bit of fun with animals going to war. Okay, we've got a phone call from, it's Pat St. John from Welwyn Garden City.
Yes, I'm sitting here listening to the radio and I am in tears. The tears are literally streaming down my face. Floods of tears. I just feel so sorry for these animals. And you say that they deserve it or they want to go to war. They don't. These are just animals, and I would, what was it St. Francis said about the animals?
What did he say about them?
I can't remember. I was hoping you might know.
I believe he said, "Send not the dog or cock forth to war."
Something like that.
Something along those lines. And I can't tell you how sorry I'm feeling for these.
Have you ever been to a dog fight or a cock fight?
We're not put upon this earth to cause pain and suffering and misery, but there's so much in the world of these poor animals. I feel so sorry for them.
But what about all the people that died? I mean, you're obviously from the war generation, and you could say that some of these animals died for their country. You're alive today. You're not speaking German because the dogs were killed. Pat? Pat? Hello, Pat? She's gone. Okay. We've got a phone call now from Joan Welsh, and she's from Darlington. Hello. Joan.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I felt that I needed to call in just because I do feel that the animals were coerced into going to war. You know, I don't feel that they chose to do it. In fact, me and my friends, we come down once a year to London. We come to see the shows.
Yeah.
We go and see something royal, like the Diana Fountain or the...
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, we went to the Animal War Memorial, and I really felt so strongly about it when I saw it and saw all those poor... that I felt I had to write, and I'm not normally a poet.
No.
But actually, I got back and I just sat down, and the words just...
that's fascinating. Okay, well, let's... what do you normally do for a living out of interest?
I'm a dinner lady.
Oh, how lovely.
So let's hear your lovely poem, shall we?
Well, it's not very lovely, actually, because it's...
Of course, it's sad.
I'll tell you what, I'll read it, and then we'll see.
Okay, we'll see if it's lovely or sad.
It's called The Animal War Memorial. Our Brit animals' wartime toil was recognised by the Princess Royal, a statue tall in the West End, built to honour man's best friend. Oh yes, I speak of our animal brothers, man's best friend and several others. Cats and birds and many more, horse and mule, they went to war. Starved and scared and blown apart, brave and strong like Bonaparte. Fought with us throughout the war, hand in hand, no, hand in paw. Jilly Cooper had it right when she said their valiant fight should be recognised today. They were not receiving pay, and they could not make a choice, as we know they have no voice. Glowworms shine so bright, but they might not want to light the way. Pigeons did not go to class to detect poison gas. When we hear a donkey braying, it would really not be saying, I would like to go to war, I will fight them on the shore. So I stand by this erection, penning words upon reflection, lest one of us again forgets, they're not soldiers, they're our pets.
That was brilliant.
Very good.
God, that's got me.
Well, it got me, and that's why I felt I just had to write it.
That's beautiful. If I write it, I am planning on writing another book, so I'd love to include that poem in it.
Well, I will send it in.
Oh, please do. That's wonderful. For a dinner lady, it's marvellous.
Thank you so much for your call, Joan. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, let's go straight to another call. Hello.
Hello, what is point?
What is point?
What is point?
What is point in what?
What is point? What is point?
What is your point?
What is point is point. Point is what is point.
Okay, now we're talking about animals and war on animals, and I've got a caller here, Serena O'Neill from West London. Hello, Serena.
Hi. Yeah, I was just listening to how you're talking about animals going to war, and I don't think it's really fair that you should send innocent animals into war. I mean, they've never done anything against us, and they just sit there and do their thing and get on with it. And actually, come to think of it, they don't really have much of a brain. I did once have a pet bird that did actually repeat anything you said, so it did have a little bit of a brain. But beyond that, I don't think we can actually have any use for animals in war.
So what was that? Can you say that again? I missed it.
Oh, I was saying that there isn't really much use for animals in war. And
Before that bit.
They're really innocent.
No, the bit before that.
Well, I don't really know. I was kind of off on a bit of a trail there, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I said that they're really innocent, but I did have a bird who was quite clever.
What kind of bird did you have?
And it's an African gay parrot, and basically when you say its name to it, it can recite it back, which is really funny, because when I was younger, we used to be in the garden calling. My mum would call us in for tea, and the parrot would kind of repeat it. So we get really confused, we don't know which one to call for. And, you know, it imitates the telephone really, really well, so you're really confused. You're sitting in the house, and suddenly the old telephone goes off, and you go and pick up the telephone, but actually it's only the bird, because no one on the other end of the phone, and then you look really silly, and then it answers back to you like, hello, this is Bucky Boy, and it's actually the parrot, so it's quite good fun.
Would you send your gay parrot to war?
Well, you know, I don't think I would. But then again, I do.
Thanks very much for your call, Serena. Some interesting stuff there. And I'm going to go to my next caller now, and it's Graham Downs. Hello, Graham.
Hello, Gary. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, Gary. No. I just think it is ringing about with the, you know, talking about the animals. There's, you know, they're innocent, aren't they? The animals.
Yeah.
You know, and the dogs, like, you know, the dog. It's a man's best friend, isn't it? The dog.
Yeah, that's why he's prepared to fight for him.
Yeah, I know, but we don't, you know, don't wage war. Animals don't wage war.
Oh, they do. Have you ever seen a cat go after a mouse? I mean, the law of the jungle. We're just harnessing that natural law of the jungle and sending animals out with bombs on their backs and guns in their muzzles and saying, get on with it.
Well, I don't know about that. You seem like quite a cold lady to me, you know, because them animals are not asking to be in the conflict, are they? The animals, they don't cause no problems, do they? It's the people that cause a war. It's people, though, isn't it? You know, there's people that cause the problems, isn't it, Gary? The people, isn't it? Not the animals. People start wars, don't they? It's the people, isn't it?
I know it's the people, but
the foreign people.
Yeah, all right. We always get on to the foreign people, Graham.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm out of all of that.
Come on, you are. You know you are.
I'm out of all. No,
you were wrong there.
Yeah, I'm sorry
so would you mind foreign animals going to war?
Yeah, what about foreign animals going to war?
They don't reckon national boundaries are more important, really, so important to the animals, aren't they?
Do you think, listen, let me pose one to you, Graham. What if we got all of our sheep, yeah, and we sent them out to fight the sheep of another nation, and we used sheep as our soldiers? Would you agree? So that no humans had to die, but the sheep fought it out amongst themselves.
Well, I don't think they'd be very good at using like a Kalashnikov or anything, Gary, would they?
Well, no, they wouldn't use weapons. They'd fight each other.
Well, how would you encourage them to do that?
Well, why would I encourage? We'd encourage it because it's a way we don't have to die. We're sending our animals out to fight our war for us. I mean, we breed these animals like we breed our children.
Sheep are very passive.
Well, they wouldn't be very good in fights.
No.
So no, exactly. You couldn't say to a sheep, this is your ideology, you go and use that, and then, and you try and impose that. You can't say, we're, for example, bringing democracy, one group of sheep, saying we're bringing democracy to another group of sheep, or another group of sheep saying, we don't agree with you, we'll put the bombs in and blow your ideas and the sheep up that way. See what I'm saying? The animals aren't the problem, the people. But dog to the man, but I've got a dog, it brings me a lot of pleasure, but not as much as a wife would if I can't get married.
Thanks, Graham. Good luck with that. And I've had some emails come through. I'll just remind you of the email address, downtheline@bbc.co.uk. OK, we've had a lot of emails on this topic, and it's pretty much split 50-50 down gender lines, with women saying that they feel sorry for the animals, and men saying, let's not get too teary-eyed about a few dogs and horses. It's men that die in war. OK, let's go to the phones. Gail Ackworth, and you're from Merseyside, yes?
That's right, yeah.
Hello, Gail.
I'm a socialist.
The number is 0800 068 76D. And we're going to another call now, and it's Jacob. Hello, Jacob.
Hello, me on 2 goose.
Pardon?
I own 2 gooses.
You own 2 geese?
Well, man, whatever, me own 2 goose. And they live with me in the house. One is a guard dog, and one is my companion.
Isn't it true that geese...
Listen, my geese is like a wild dog. He ain't an intruder upon the land. I'm hung up from the beak and run toward him at the peck at the ankle. Man run, come gone.
Yeah. So you think that we are entitled...
Well, I must say this to you, woman. I'll talk about the animal in war. Man have dominion over the creature. The Lord.
Agree, yeah.
Me must have control over all the animal. The scaly creature come from the sea and crawl upon the land, and them look one eye and wink up at the sun, them crawl back.
Yeah.
And if I'm war in a fighting man, he must use the sheep and use the snake and use the rabbit. Some animal are good fighters.
What animals do you think are good fighters?
Rottweiler.
What else?
with the beak.
An emu? Are they good fighters?
They pick your eyes up, man. And they lash you with them claps.
If you were in war and you had one of those coming at you, what would you do? Would you turn and run? Would you give up? Would you put your weapons down?
I say I love another fighter.
Beautiful. Thanks very much for your call. Okay, we're going to the phones now. We've got Barry Fort from London. Hello, Bal.
Hello, Gary. Yes, I'm just picking up actually on something your guest said earlier about sheep being very passive.
Right.
Last summer, I was with the grandchildren. I don't go to the countryside a lot. We were down near Tenby in Wales.
Yes.
And I was showing we were looking at a field of sheep, lovely sheep. Take the kid, look at their lovely bar lambs and all that. We're looking at the sheep, and this one sheep, he comes wandering across, and he sort of looks funny at this other sheep, and he pauses a bit, and suddenly he jumps, lunges right at it, and he absolutely mullered him. This other sheep, it was carnage. You should have seen it. It was, I couldn't believe it. He was going at him. It was like a pub brawl.
Were they male sheep? Was it a ram or was it a...
Well, it didn't have any horns, no.
So they were female.
Bitch fight.
Female. Well, that's these two sheep, you should have seen them. There was fur flying everywhere. So,
wool was flying everywhere.
Fur and wool, yeah, and, so I'm all for it. Let's send the sheep off to war. I'd send this sheep. We'd absolutely muller the foreign sheep, I'll tell you, because, you see the sheep. I was on holiday in Greece last year. There was some sheep there. They were the skinniest, most woe-begotten bunch of sheep you've ever seen. I think, right, we'll send these Welsh sheep over there.
Yeah, I bet.
Sort the Greeks out. Not that we want to go to war with the Greeks, but if we ever did, I think our sheep would absolutely muller them.
Thanks very much for your call. Thanks, Barry. Right, we've got Clive Rossiter from the north of England. That's a bit vague, isn't it, Clive?
I'm keeping it that way.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
And Clive Rossiter is not necessarily my real name either.
Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Let me tell you something. You mentioned earlier, you and the lady, one group of sheep against another group of sheep. Yeah?
Yes.
Right? Yeah? Well, let me tell you something, right? I could get a van, right? I could pack that van with explosives. I could drive it right into the middle of the theatre of war, the sheep theatre, and kaboom! And that would be the end of that.
Why would you want...
I'm just telling you I could. I come from a military background. I'm not mucking about here. They wouldn't last 5 minutes in a combat situation. I could drive a van...
Well, that's slaughter, isn't it? That's not a combat situation. That's just pure slaughter.
What do you think combat is, if not one group trying to out-slaughter another group? And I'm saying that single-handedly, I could out-slaughter both sets of your hypothetical sheep. All right.
Thank you, Clive.
I come from a military background. I don't muck about.
Thanks very much for your call, and thank you, Rose Seabright, who's been my special guest today. Very good luck with your book, The Poor Prince of War. And have we got any time to go to any more calls? Yes. No. Right. Well, I'm afraid we've run out of time on Down the Line tonight. If you didn't get through, don't worry. You can always ring again next week. I'm Gary Bellamy. Good night.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, I'm Gary Bellamy, and I'd like to say welcome to Down the Line, the first ever all-phone-in talk show on Radio 4. Women are still earning less than men. What is going on? I thought we had equality, but maybe we don't. Call in and let us know what you think about that on 0800 068 7060 or email downtheline@bbc.co.uk. And what about this? Statistics today tell us that by the year 2050, women will be outliving men by half as long again. And do you know why? Because men won't go to see their doctors. Is that you? Are you too frightened to go to your doctor? Call in and let us know what you think. Now, I can hear a lot of women out there yelling at your radio set saying, my husband, whenever he gets a cold, he swears it's flu. But apparently men won't go to their doctors. They ignore their symptoms and they hope they'll just go away. And the end result? Early death. The number is 0800 068 7060. That's the number, or email downtheline@bbc.co.uk. In fact, call in about absolutely anything you like. Global warming, the congestion charge, abortion, or, I don't know, maybe you've had something fall on your head and you want to tell us all about it. Okay, we're going to go to our first caller now, and it's B. Carter from Durham. Hello, B.
Hello. I want to talk about the women's movement, how over many years so little progress has been made, really. Recent statistics have shown we're still paid less, we're still doing the jobs nobody else wants to do. You can't expect women to do everything that we've been doing for generations and not get the credit and not get the pay.
You want more money?
We do. We need to be rewarded for the work we're doing.
But, women are the fairer sex, aren't they? I mean, you can see why people think that sometimes, and therefore they don't work as hard as men because physically they're not able to.
Women are working harder in this country than the men are. We are doing the jobs nobody else wants to do. We are cleaning the toilets. We are stuffing the sausages.
Exactly. That's why you get paid.
And we're going unacknowledged and unrewarded.
But listen, that's why you get paid less is because you're doing the jobs that nobody wants.
Which nobody else wants. And so the pay for the convenience of those jobs is reduced. That's what happens. It's the women's movement, the contraceptive pill, Germaine Greer, all of that happened in the 60s and the 70s. And we are the children of that generation, and we still have not made the progress that those women believed we would have made.
Surely there has been progress. We've had a female Prime Minister.
The progress made is that women now get drunk and beat each other up on a Saturday night as well as men.
That's what they wanted.
That is no progress. We're not getting it right.
When women get a chance to live their own lives, they, as you say, end up acting like men, getting drunk.
No, not all. I'm just saying it's not progress to just imitate the worst aspects of male behaviour.
Well, listen, thank you very much for your call. My next caller is Lorraine Chaplin from Bath. Hello, Lorraine.
Hello, Gary. Hello.
Oh, that's more like it. Welcome to Down the Line.
Thank you. I'm ringing because about what you said earlier about men and illnesses, and whenever about when a man gets a cold, it's man flu, and my husband is very much like that.
Yes, that's what we said before.
Yes.
And that's what you're saying now. That's it, is it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, let's go down the line now to Humphrey Milner from Cirencester. Hello, Humphrey.
Good evening, Gary. The business of women behaving like more and more like men. And I suppose there's this new breed of drunken women,
right?
That we see more and more of about the place, and I find it very saddening. It depresses me into a blue funk.
Does it?
Thinking about it. You never used to see women like this new breed of drunken women. I'm not saying that women haven't always enjoyed a drink. And don't get me wrong, I am all for equality, and I have always supported women's rights, and I always believed, and still do believe, that men and women must be treated as equals. But did the suffragettes throw themselves under horses and chain themselves to railings and go on hunger strike and suffer the indignities of suffer the indignities of force feeding simply for the right to
drink,
to urinate behind parked cars and
or sometimes in front of them,
vomit in the back of taxi cabs and get chlamydia?
You do have a point.
We're at a period in history where we have this misguided war in Iraq, where we're supposedly showing the world how to behave in a civilized manner. And we have the Muslim peoples living in our country, and they're saying, is this really your civilization?
That's a very good point. Thanks for that. And it makes you think there are these new government guidelines saying that men shouldn't have sex with women who are drunk, but we have this new breed of drunken women everywhere. So it's a tricky position to be in, isn't it? Next caller. Hello, who's there?
Hello, this is Martin.
Hello, Martin.
Yeah, I couldn't help but hear you was talking about things falling on top of people's heads, you know?
Oh, right, okay, right. Well, there was supposed to be a bit of a joke, but have you got something to say on the subject?
I mean, I find it very strange that you should have this discussion, you know, because I can't believe the amount of things that been falling on my head since I live in this country, you know.
Really?
And yeah, what are you talking about, man? And one of the places mostly that they seem to fall on my head is from the bus shelter, you know. People seem to put things on top of the bus shelter. And I had some shoes fall on my head one time from the bus shelter. I had a kebab, you know, like with the meat and everything fall on my head and the chips. And the last time, I think it was about 3 weeks ago now, I must have had one of them portable sandwich maker. It fell on me head.
Off a bus shelter?
Yeah, I couldn't believe, you know. I mean, it hurt me bad as well, you know.
I bet it did.
Put it past my head.
Can I just ask you, when you say sandwich maker, is it one of those toasted things that you put the Breville type object?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
one of those. They're quite good, aren't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, I never personally own one, you know, because I'm not a big sandwich man. But I mean, you know, I would personally now when I think back on it, I wanted to go back and get it, but you know.
So, hang on. So when it fell on your head, you didn't take it with you. You just left it there.
Well, it didn't so much fall on my head as bounced off my head, you know.
Bounced off.
It bounced off my head, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. And but before I finish with you, I have to tell you another thing as well.
Another thing.
One time I was in the cinema, you know,
yeah.
and I was sitting down in the lower section, right?
Yeah.
A lady handbag, right, fall from on the upper chair onto my head, and it stopped me from seeing the film for about 3 minutes, and it ruined the whole thing because the fella gets shot, you know, and I didn't find out who shot him. You see?
Right. Why didn't you take the bag off sooner?
Because I thought it was part of the film, you know. I thought maybe
it was part of the film.
I thought it all went black. I thought maybe that's something happening in the film.
What do you mean? How can a bag would have come out of the film and landed on your head?
No, you're talking nonsense. I'm talking about...
What film was it you went to see?
I think it was the Lone Ranger or something. It was quite a long time.
The Lone Ranger.
What are you laughing about?
Nothing. Listen, thanks very much for your call. Thank you so much.
Thank you for talking. Bye-bye.
Okay, Rachel Letterford from London. Hello, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi.
I work in the city. I've got lots of friends who work the same, really heavy hours. We work really, really hard, and we party hard, and that's what we do. We go to work, we work damn hard. On a Friday night, I am going to get myself somewhere else. I'm going to drink, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I've got as much right to do that as any man I work with.
I work very hard myself. I've worked all over the world. I had my own show in Canada.
I'm just saying, I'm just
in Canada, they don't drink like the women in this country.
I just want to get off my face on a Friday, and all my friends are the same. Guys, girls, it's all the same.
The kind of guys who you're talking about don't get attracted to girls like you who are off their heads.
Believe me, there's no problem with attraction. Where I hang out on a Friday and Saturday, everybody's off their face. Everybody can't even remember what they did with who they did with it the night before.
Well,
anyway,
we
work so damn hard, and we play damn hard too.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your call. I just think it's pretty sad. My girlfriend, Michaela, works very hard. And I tell you something, on a Friday night, there's nothing better than we like than a bucket of popcorn and the latest movie from Blockbuster. And, you know, we don't need to drink. We don't need to take a drug. I tell you what, if I had a choice of going out there with that wreckage, I know where I'd rather be. Most of the time. And the number is 0800 068 7060. And we're going to go back to the phones now. We've got Colin Little from Croydon who wants to talk about things falling on your head. Well, it was supposed to be a joke kind of thing. We've kind of, finished with that now, but I will take this call anyway. So, Colin, hello.
Hello, Gary.
Hello.
I was thinking about how 30 years ago...
Yes?
if a computer had fallen on your head, that would have been the end of you, wouldn't it? But if you look at the advances in technology since then, if a computer fell on your head today, you'd just get a nasty bang and a sprained neck. But that'd be all, really, wouldn't it? And I suspect that if you look at the government figures for injuries from computers falling on heads,
yes,
this is probably one area where New Labour's done quite well.
Yeah, a good point. But, of course, there are a lot more computers around these days, so statistically you're more likely to have one fall on your head today. But good point. Thanks for your call. And we're going to go straight on to another call now, and we've got Grace Helly from Cambridge. What do you want to talk about, Grace?
It's about the illness thing. It just is true. If my husband is ill, he goes to bed. I don't go to bed. Well, and I just get on with it.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. That's what the last person said.
I think men make a fuss and women just get on with it.
Yeah, that's what the other person said. But actually, can I just say something?
Man gets a cold, it's a flu all of a sudden.
My actual point was men aren't going to the doctors and they've got serious problems and they're too frightened. But
well, they make a fuss at home and then they don't go to the doctor. It's the worst of all worlds.
Yeah, well, as I say, we've covered that ground.
They make a fuss. They're fuss pots.
Yeah, they do make a fuss, they're fuss pots, but they have weaker immune systems. Next call is Hannah Mills from Henley on Thames. Hello, Hannah.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? What can I do for you?
I was just ringing in. I heard the lady talking earlier on about her husband having a cold.
That's right.
Well, my husband, Jeffrey, when he sneezes, he goes into a funny shape.
Does he?
Well, his whole body twitches and he leaps, almost like a startled cat.
This sounds quite worrying, doesn't it?
No, he very rarely sneezes.
He doesn't often sneeze.
Not really, no.
And,
He might do when I'm not there, I don't know. And also, when he yawns, he looks so vulnerable.
Oh.
Like a child. And I think men do suffer from colds and flu, and I believe they feel it more than women, because we endure.
Okay, my next caller is William Pennyman from Fairfield. Hello?
What point I'd like to make, we were talking about the difference with men and women, that men don't go to the doctors and that you're saying that women do. That
women do go.
Look after
that's
themselves.
right, yeah.
What about gender benders?
Gender benders?
You know, the gay persuasions.
Right.
Do you know,
So you're saying, did the gay men go to homosexuals, go to the doctors more often than heterosexual men?
No.
Right, well, what are you trying to say, William?
I'm questioning.
Yeah.
I'm putting a question to you and your listeners that are gay persuasions, do they go to the doctors more? That's all. Is it, how much of it is a mental thing or a physical thing or a genetic thing of how you're born?
Yeah, but
does that determine?
It's not an illness, is it?
What?
You're implying that gay people go to the hospital
I'm
or
not
doctors.
saying that check up, that, can they cure their gayness or something? I'm simply saying it's an interesting point on how difference between men and women are, that the gay persuasions might be more like a woman.
The gay persuasions.
They may be somewhere halfway between.
But that's a ludicrous thing to even think, isn't it?
Why?
Why? Because why would someone who was gay go to the doctor? Why would you even think that someone who was gay would go to the doctors more simply because
they're
they were
manly? They're more like a woman in how they are, so they maybe look after themselves better.
You can't say
they
that.
They care more about how. Well, what are you saying? Are you seriously trying to tell me that a gay man is not more effeminate than a heterosexual man?
You get
for goodness sake, they have sex with men, for goodness sake.
Yes, but you also get very, very heterosexual homosexuals.
Well, no, those are heterosexuals.
No, listen, my brother is gay.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And you would never know it.
Well, you probably would if he put his hand on your throat.
Thanks very much for your call. Goodbye. And the number is 0800 068 7060. And it'd be good if we could hear from some gay callers to respond to that. In fact, we have a special gay number which you can find on our website. Next caller is Brenda Singleton from Harrogate. Hello, Brenda.
Hello.
What's your point?
Well, I was listening to the lady who was on earlier, and the older lady as well. Men, and then they're moaning, they're groaning, the mumbles and the grumbles. They're terrible, aren't they? My husband was exactly the same.
All men are the same, aren't they, when they get ill?
That's right.
Every little thing.
Yes, the world stops, doesn't it, Gary?
I know.
And, whereas if I've got a cold, I just carry on. I carry on.
Well, I'm a bit like that.
Yes, I'm sure you are. You're young, aren't you?
Yeah, well,
But my husband, a bit of a sniffle. Oh, dear.
Oh, God, here he goes.
Oh, he can't go to work. He can't go out.
Laying in bed all day.
Well, anyway, so he's moaning.
Yeah.
Oh, my lungs hurt.
So annoying, isn't it?
Turned out he had pleurisy, and he passed on.
Ooh, what a sad call. Okay, down the line now we have Miles Peck from Belfast. Hello, Miles.
Hey, Gary,
Yeah.
see these guidelines about never having sex with a drunken woman?
Yes.
I'd never have sex at all.
So you've never had sex with a sober woman?
Thinking about it, I'm sure they all would have had at least one drink, maybe a couple of glasses of wine.
Well, what about first thing in the morning?
Even then, they'd probably be slightly hungover and a wee bit drowsy, not quite sure what's going on.
Right, well, thanks very much. Thanks for your call, Miles.
Thanks.
Thank you. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever had sex with a emails. I've got an email here from PC Kevin McBride from Merseyside, who says Friday night is like a war zone in his town centre because of this new breed of drunken women on the rampage. And I've got another one here from PC Ali Meaton from Bradford, who says God is great. Hello, you're live on Down the Line with Gary Bellamy. Hello.
Hello, Gary. Listen,
yeah.
I've got some comment to make about the women who are out of control with the drinking.
Yes.
Now, what is required, I mean, it's obvious to me that they must be put under house arrest. You know that? Put a woman under house arrest and they can appreciate the full importance of their domestic duties. The problem is because they have been allowed to roam freely, going out on their own and going to cinema, nightclub and this sort of thing. And that is why the problem has started. It's a cancer in society today. And we need to put a stop to it. I know you're going to get all the women phoning up, talking about it.
Hang on. How can you lock up women?
No, I'm talking common sense.
You're not talking common sense. You're not talking common sense.
Can I tell you something? I am personally ashamed. I'm walking on the street. I see women throwing up in the street. Some of them, their garments are showing, my friend. Their undergarments are showing on display.
Sorry, they're what?
They're undergarments. They're pantyhose or whatever you call it. Isn't that a more disgraceful situation than to lock them up and bring in? Listen, how has anything ever been achieved in the world without making sacrifices? Answer me that question.
Okay, I understand that, but locking women up is more than a sacrifice.
You keep going back to this locking up. If you are a man at all, rather than some little kitten being pussy whipped or whatever they call it.
What?
You will make the rules in your house because the man is the man and the woman is the woman. So you can say to her as the man, and that's got your responsibility.
I'm sure there'll be women really loving you for saying that.
Listen to me.
There are women out there, they're saying, do you know what? He's so right. A bit of a dinosaur there. I'm sorry about that. I let him stay on a bit longer because he was black, and we don't get very many black callers here on Radio 4. But I'd just like to say I'm sure he's not representative of the black community in general. I know some black people, and they really are very nice. Okay, back to the phones now, and we've got Neil Furness from Kent.
Hello, Gary.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, I'm bald as a coot, Gary.
Right.
Yeah, a total slaphead. And the other day I woke up and there were bumps and lumps and bruises all over my head. And I have no idea to this day what caused them.
Thanks for your call.
Thank you, bye.
Hello, you're live on Down the Line with Gary Bellamy. Hello.
Hello, I want to talk about things falling on your head.
Okay.
From the age of 12 to 27, 15-year period, I had quite a few things fall on my head.
Like what?
These included a pip, a lady's glove, some snow, a branch, and a boiling egg.
Thanks very much for your call.
It's all right, bye.
Hello. What's your point? Hello?
I'm telephoning about the young women drinking.
Young women drinking, yes.
But I do think the way young women are drinking to excess is dreadful. The behaviour and the ugliness is awful.
Yes, it is. It is ugly.
And I say this as a believer in drink. I think...
What's a believer in drink?
Well, I think life is depressing and difficult and lonely. And I think drink improves matters.
Does it?
When I was younger, I used to wait until 6 o'clock in the evening to have a drink. Now I start much earlier.
Right, how early exactly do you start?
I have my first drink at about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And I drink throughout the day, but only ever in small amounts. If you met me, you would never consider me drunk.
No, okay.
Equally, for my part, I get through life without ever having to do so entirely sober. So my advice to these girls is don't drink so much all at once.
Okay, that's brilliant advice. I do think that you should stop drinking, though. You were saying how you recommended it, that it made you feel better. It doesn't make everyone feel better. It is actually a depressant. It's a drug and it's a depressant, and I wouldn't encourage people at home to drink too excessively every day. And my next call is coming down the line from South Yorkshire. Hello.
Something I want to talk to you about this new breed of drunken women. Right, I'm a police officer.
Yes.
Yeah?
So you must see a lot of it.
I see untold amounts. What goes on, Gary, beggars belief.
Yeah, I bet it does.
I work in Sheffield city centre of a Friday and a Saturday evening. It's beyond the pale. You wouldn't believe it, man. I mean, I've seen grown men, smack each other, kick each other silly.
Yeah.
And that, to me, doesn't seem as unseemly as the way some of these ladies behave.
That's unbelievable. And
I'm 16 stone, I'm 6'4", right? I play a lot of rugby.
Yeah.
These women frighten me. They frighten me, they really do.
Are they fearless under the influence of drink? Is that what it is?
I think it's that, but I could teach them a lesson. I could pack a van with explosives, and I could drive it right into the middle of them, hen parties and such like, and kaboom.
Kaboom.
They'd be all over the place.
You wouldn't really want to do that, though, would you, really?
No, I'm just saying I could. I come from a military background. I'm now a police officer.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know what they're messing with. I could do that.
Thanks very much for your call.
Thank you.
OK, you're live on Down the Line with Gary Bellamy. Hello.
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 I done a rape.
Right.
I'm a rapist.
OK.
I went to bed with a fella and...
You're a woman rapist?
Yeah, that's right, I'm a female rapist.
Oh, how refreshing.
Is it?
Normally, you don't assume that with a woman, that a woman would be one of those.
Well, I didn't know either, but then I heard about these new guidelines and how you need to get consent and that, and then, so... he didn't speak to me before, he didn't speak to me during, he didn't speak to me after, so as far as I'm concerned, he never gave his consent to me, and I could be dragged up in front of the courts.
Well, I think you'll find, as a male, he probably had given his consent, but, just not verbally.
Oh, that is a relief, that is.
Yeah, I think you're okay.
Oh, thank God for that. I'm really glad I called. I was going to call the Samaritans or
you don't
instead,
need to record.
but
hey, you're down the line. You're down the line, love.
I'm off the hook as well.
Yep, you're down the line and off the hook. Okay, let's see who's coming down the line next.
Yeah, hello, Gary. I'm a fitter.
A fitter?
Yeah, I work in the building trade.
God, you must have had a lot of things falling on your head then.
No, nothing. Not a thing. Never. Not once.
We're talking about things that have fallen on your head, not things that almost fell on your head or never fell on your head.
No, I understand that, yeah.
If this was a phone-in about, listen, if I'd said to you and to all the listeners, do you know what we're going to talk about today? We're going to talk about things that haven't fallen on your head.
Well, I'm changing, I'm moving the topic on.
I move the topic on, you don't. Thanks for your call. Okay, next caller is Pascal? Pascal. Where are you from?
From France.
Yeah. What's your question?
It's not really a question. I'm just speaking about health. My sister, she breaks her ankle in London, in Trafalgar Square, and it is swell up. We take her back to the hospital in South East London, and she's taken into a room by two male nurses. They attack her. They attack her.
What with?
Their fists, and they drink near her, very drunk, next to her. They write on her face with felt pen. Make all shapes.
Hang on, are you sure? But if they're having an operation, sometimes they have to draw these things on with those special pens. Have you seen the plastic surgery things?
They draw a picture of a cow on her arm.
Well, heaven knows what was going on there, Pascal. My next caller is Martin Hull. Hello.
Yeah, my point is, they're saying about you can't have sex with drunk women, right? If this was the 70s, no one would give a monkeys about that, right? Because we used to go out, you'd have a few drinks, you'd pull a bird, you know what I mean? You'd have a little bit of nookie with her, right?
Yeah.
The next day you wouldn't wake up, oh no, what have I done? Oh, rape, no one give a monkeys about rape.
I'm sorry, that's not acceptable. People might have trivialised rape in the 70s, but we don't do that today. We've got Zoe Thorpe from Tottenham. Hello, Zoe.
Right, yeah.
Whoa, hey, God.
Loud and proud. Gary Bellamy.
So you're one of these new breeds of drunken women?
God, yeah.
Do you get drunk a lot?
Yeah, I'll get drunk every night. What's wrong with it? I earn my money, I spend my money, I buy my drink, I drink my drink.
How much do you drink?
I slashed in the shop. It's talking about slashing.
Yeah.
Slashing on the streets. Let the streets run with slash.
All right, listen, can you watch your language?
Do you know what happened, yeah? I was so drunk. I was on the toilet, and my tights, I was wearing tights, and I vomited in my knickers, acted like
but listen,
a
hang on, but
come out.
But look, don't you...
I was lucky I was wearing them, yeah. Then I came out of the toilet, and my mate was like, weren't you wearing knickers before, like with tights and that? And I was like, yeah, I was, you'd never believe it. I'd done a chanda in and I had to put them in the bin.
But listen...
And then we had a few more drinks, and it was really good.
But
are you call me Sticky Knickers.
Are you proud of your...
Sticky Knickers, it's funny, innit?
Are you proud of your behaviour?
Yeah, well, I don't even think. What do you mean proud? What's proud? I got my mates to talk to me.
What would your parents think of you?
Don't matter. I'm like a gang, yeah? It's like sisters who go out there. If some old fart don't like it, then he can just get off. I'm not doing him any harm. He's just in the way.
Well, do you know what? It's been great to have your call. Thank you very much.
I don't need to burn a bra because I wear a wet t-shirt and it wouldn't take the match. Yeah.
All right, thanks for your call.
All right, bye.
Right, I've got Dr. James Blunt from Gosforth. Surely that's not your real name.
No, Gary, it's not my real name, but I think it's better I just keep that to myself for the team being, like.
Okay.
I didn't want to get struck off.
Oh, so you are a doctor?
Aye.
So you know from your own experience that more women are going to the doctors than men are?
Oh, well, the thing is, Gary, I hardly ever start the day without having a couple of quick drinks, you know, and by the time I get to surgery, I can barely tell the difference.
Right. I mean, surely this isn't something you want to be talking about on radio. Hello? Hello? He didn't want to talk about it. Okay, Gordon Rust.
I'm phoning up. I had something narrowly missed my head.
Right.
And I came out the optician. I walked out. I'm standing at the standing on the edge
bus
of the bus stop. That's right.
Right.
And suddenly, out the corner of my eye, I thought, Jesus wept.
Yeah.
I looked around and there was nothing there. And for a very short period of time, I thought something had just whizzed by, and I suddenly realised it was actually the arm of my glasses.
Right, we're actually talking about things that actually have hit people on the head, not things that nearly did or narrowly missed.
Point is that if you believe in the what's that bloke in the wheelchair who can't
Eddie Kidd.
Oh, you know, he wrote that book about time.
Oh, Dr. Stephen Hawking.
Hawkins, that's it. Basically, if you believe what he was saying in a parallel universe somewhere, another version of the event, I would have been hit by the object.
Really?
So essentially, I just happen to exist in a particular dimension where I narrowly missed my head, but in an infinite number of parallel worlds, you would have been hit by it.
Yeah. Fascinating. Well, thanks very much for your call, Gordon. Right, I've got another doctor on the phone. It's a Dr. Robbie Williams.
Hello, Gary.
Right, I presume you're just, you're not the real Robbie Williams.
It's an alias.
It's an alias.
I'm a Geordie doctor as well, right?
Right.
And I'm totally arsehole, man.
Okay. Thanks very much for your call. Well, that's all for now. We've run out of time, I'm afraid. I'm Gary Bellamy. This has been Down the Line. Good night.